Today, I'm going to take you through my home gym. What's going on, guys? Carlos here. Today, what I want to do is I want to take you guys through all the equipment that I work out with at my home gym. I don't go to any global fitness gym. I don't go to any CrossFit gym. I don't go to a gym at all. All the training I do is done here, at my home. And I want to take you guys through some of the equipment that I like to use in order to try to stay in shape. So first we're going to start with is my floor. This floor I actually got on Amazon. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's really not that great because it does chew up your feet, but it does work out here. And I'm currently looking for other floor options. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'm definitely open to it. We have this other floor that I just got from Hephaestus Athletica. This is actually a prototype that I do like, and I'm working on with them, trying to maybe make it a little bit bigger, but the way that this feels is really nice. So this is another option that I'm looking at. It also folds up really nice, and it's got these hooks on it where you can hang. So, this is kind of cool when you have to store it, especially when you have a garage gym like myself. So from a floor standpoint, that's pretty much what I work out with because I'm always barefoot. Like a lot of us that work out with clubs, like a lot of us that work out with kettlebells, Bulgarian bags, things like that. All the weird equipment, we always do stuff barefoot. But moving on, I had this PVC pipe. I made this PVC pipe during COVID. And the reason why I made it is because I wanted to consistently do box jumps. However, I didn't want to keep a big box in my apartment at the time. So I made this PVC pipe to jump over. And the way that I made it is there's 3 different adjustments for it. So one, obviously you have the highest adjustment here. This actually comes out and you can adjust it to go to a lower setting. And then if you were to tip it upside down, if you could see I offset it. So it gives you a lower setting. So not only doing, if you're just jumping over it like you would be doing like a box jump, you can also do some lateral step overs and things like that. But this thing really helped me out during COVID because it allowed me to do like a replicated box jump, but not a box jump. So it allowed me to keep some of my explosive movements intact and consistent in my workout. So this is something that I still use pretty consistently here at my home gym. Next, we're going to move on to these base blocks. These base blocks I got during COVID as well. And there wasn't a whole lot of equipment that was available. And this is just great for dips. It's pretty much all I use it for. These adjust in height so you can make it shorter or higher. But doing dips on this thing is always nice. I usually work this into a lot of my workouts. But you can't really do dips at home unless you have something like this. I mean, you could always do, things with kettlebells. You can get creative with it. But having this is definitely nice. So this is by no means a plug. And they don't sponsor this channel at all. I have zero relationship with them. But the base blocks I do appreciate and I do enjoy. Next, we have the Concept 2. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't use this a whole lot, and I'm actually thinking about selling it. I used it a lot when I lived in an apartment just because the cardio machines there were not great. And I was able to do this in my bedroom at the time. So I don't use this a whole lot, but this is an excellent workout. When I was using it pretty consistently, I definitely appreciated having this in my apartment. But like I said, honestly, I don't use it a whole lot. I probably should start using it more. Maybe I'll start implementing that into my workout. So this entire outdoor area, it's covered. So I tend to work out here more than anything. And I just bring all my equipment out when I work out, and then I put it all back in when I'm done working out. So let's go inside and I can show you some of the equipment that I have that I do bring out here, whether it's kettlebells, steel clubs, maces, and I got a pretty good assortment of things. So let's go in here and I'll show it to you. So coming in here, the first thing that you're going to see is steel clubs. So I have a pretty wide variety of steel clubs, and I'm very fortunate because I work with a lot of different companies. Actually, I shouldn't say a lot of different companies. I work with 2 companies, Adex and Hephaestus. And I get to review all the equipment. I'm part of the product development team. I get to give them feedback. They appreciate the feedback. They listen to my feedback. And, with collaborative efforts, we get to do a lot of good things together. So because of that, and because of my obsession with clubs and maces, I've developed these partnerships with them, and they've been fortunate enough to sponsor a lot of this stuff in order to get feedback. So this is great. But these are their steel clubs that they have here, and there's a way more than this that they have that's available. I think they have like 27 different weights or something like that. But they go up by 2.5 pound increments, which is totally different than any other steel club on the market. I have a whole video about these in detail, and I'm actually doing another video today about them. But these steel clubs are definitely different than your other steel clubs that you're going to find on the market, mainly because they have this martini glass, this teardrop pommel, which is really, really nice. It gives you a nice grip confirmation for your pinky. And then they are also knurled, which is nice. And then also, as the weights increase in size, the diameter of the handle increases in size too. So like I said, I'm not going to get too much into that, but I'm doing a whole video on that. The Adex Adjustable Club System, this is another company that I worked with. I've worked with them for many years. And these are their spacers that they have. And then this is their Wildman Edition Club. So there's one 1.25 pound weight, a 2.5 pound weight, and then a 5 pound weight. And then this whole thing adjusts. And then these are just spacers. These are just 3D printed. Helps you give you the feel of a 15 pound club by not having a 15 pound club. Pretty much is what it does. So these are really nice. This is their Adex mace that I have along with an add-on kit. This is the original handle, but these are super nice. I love having these available here because obviously they're an adjustable system, and being at home, you have multiple different weight options just with one tool. So with that is really nice. Come on in here. Let me show you some other stuff. I have some really cool pieces of equipment that people have actually made for me. You know what? I'll come out there and put them on this pad, so that way we can kind of talk about these a little bit. But these pieces of equipment, Mike Ricole actually made this for me, and this thing is super cool. He welded this. He actually painted this texture on here as well, so it allows you to have a nice grip confirmation with this steel club that he made. So this thing is just really cool. If I had to guess the weight on there, I say it's probably about 8 or 9 pounds, but it's a little bit longer than a club and a little bit shorter than a mace. So these movement patterns with these weird pieces of equipment that people make for me, I appreciate. It's got a pommel on it, and more than anything, it's just handmade. So this is super cool. This is another piece that was made by MF Refab. This thing is made out of bike parts, motorcycle parts, I believe. And the cool thing about this is this top unscrews. If I can get it out. The top unscrews. It's a little ridiculous. Definitely nothing like this on the market. It's one of one. You're not going to find another one of these, so don't ask in the comments or anything. But he was selling it, and I was like, dude, yes, I want it. And so because that thing is like, I have no idea how many hours he's got into this piece of equipment in order to make it, but it is really, really cool. I keep it greased up and lubed up so that way it doesn't get stuck like it was, but you can see how nice. Just the time and the attention to detail that he put on this is unbelievable. I think this part is made from a roll cage. I think it's what he told me. I got a couple other pieces that I want to show you too. 1 second. All right, so a couple other pieces that were made for me are these wood-handled, I guess we can call them clubs, but there's an Allen wrench on here. This is hollow. You could fill this up with BB pellets. I fill it up with sand when I go to the beach. But this thing is nice. This thing is nice. I'm going to swing it around for you guys so you guys can see it. I just want to make sure some of this stuff doesn't go anywhere. But dude, this thing, it's just so different, and you can't find anything like this out there. And Mike Ricole made this for me. He's, I believe he lives in Wisconsin somewhere, but he's got a lot of cool stuff that he makes, and I asked him to make something like this for me, and he made it. So this thing is really cool, and like I said, Allen wrench, this little top comes off and you can fill this up with water, sand, whatever you want to do. Once I got this one, I saw on his Instagram page, he posted something with a bamboo handle, and I was like, dude, I gotta have it. So he made something different like this for me, and it's the exact same concept. It's got a little Allen wrench key that goes into the top. This whole thing fills with sand, or he likes filling them with BB pellets. So yeah, this thing is really cool too. I take these to the beach a lot. So these things are just, it's just weird, and it's really cool. That's all it is. And because I'm a little bit of a geek about this stuff, I had that made. Then I wanted a big kettlebell for the beach as well. So then Micro Cole made this for me as well. This is hollow. He actually made a tool for this. I don't know if you could see this, but he made a Allen wrench to unscrew this, and this is the exact same concept. It fills with pellets or fills with sand. I always fill it with sand, and you could take it to the beach and just do heavy kettlebell swings. I think it loads to like 100 some pounds. I also do two-handed cleans with this thing. It's just cool, and to be honest with you, I don't use it a whole lot. I really want to mount that in my office along with all this other stuff, just because they're all one-of-one pieces, and I think it's really cool. So just some things that are very, very unique probably to anyone else's gym that they have, that I have, and I'm pretty proud of. And I appreciate the people that put the time to make this stuff for me, because it is really cool. Let's come inside. So coming inside here, we have more steel clubs. These are more clubs from Hephaestus Athletica. These actually are not even out yet. These will be out in October. So by the time this video is out, you guys will see these, but these are the new Cobra clubs. And I'm doing a whole video breakdown on these today as well. So you're going to be seeing more information about these Cobra clubs. But dude, these things are very premium level fixed weight clubs. These things are definitely something you're really going to appreciate and enjoy once these are out. So keep that in mind. All my kettlebells, this isn't all my kettlebells, this is some of the kettlebells, but I am a competition kettlebell guy. The reason being is because with competition kettlebells, all the globes remain the same no matter the weight. So even though the weight changes, if I'm instructing someone on how to learn a kettlebell clean or a kettlebell snatch, I can't go that high right here because I'll hit the garage. If I'm trying to get people to understand how to learn some of the fundamental movement patterns, whether they're using a 16 kilo bell or they're using, I believe this is an 8 kilo bell, it's all the exact same. So the globe never changes. For the most part, I mean, these are two different companies. So this is Alico and this is Kettlebell Kings. But for the most part, the window here from the handle to the top of the globe, the crown here, is pretty much the same. So anyone that's trying to learn some of your fundamental kettlebell movements, it's just a lot easier is what I found. So this is the reason why I appreciate the competition kettlebells. Plus they're colored and it's just cool. I have Alico, I have Kettlebell Kings. Those are my favorite ones. And then I also have a few from Pro Kettlebell. These kettlebells are hands down the best kettlebells that you will ever find on the market. This is a company that came out maybe about 4 years ago, I'm thinking 4 or 5 years ago. Nikolai and his wife Amber came out with these. They're competition kettlebell people, and they came out with these cutouts where it could sit in the rack very comfortably. And these guys, they nailed it. They figured it out as far as exactly how comfortable this should sit in the rack position, whether you're doing a clean or whether you're doing a snatch, right? So they just figured this thing out, and it is just a beautiful kettlebell. Hands down, the best fixed weight kettlebell that you're going to find on the market. People are going to say, oh my God, they're so expensive, they're so pricey. Whatever. It's worth every single penny, and those kettlebells are really, really nice. And yeah, I've had this kettlebell for 3 or 4 years, and it's rusting a little bit, and to me, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Some people are super anal about their kettlebells getting dented, you know, having some sort of wear and tear. To me, I appreciate it. I like it. When stuff shows, my kettlebells show up and they're dinged up, I don't care. To me, it's part of the story, and it is what it is. But if you guys have a chance to pick up a Pro kettlebell, do so because they are awesome. Moving on here, I have more options from Adex Clubs. This one, this is actually fake. This is a fake weight. And when Adex was considering coming out with their own spacers, they had these made, and I forget what the product is actually made from, but these things were so expensive. They were more expensive than the regular weights. This is a fake weight in here, you know, but they were super expensive. So we did not move forward with that. And then another company came out with these 3D printed spacers. So Adjustable, I believe is what their name is. They came out with these 3D printed spacers, which were much more affordable. They were much cheaper, and it was a lot easier to scale and get available to everybody. This little shelf I built here, these little wood chips, or I call them wood chips, but these are chips that go inside of the Pro Kettlebell. So the bottom of the Pro Kettlebells, I got a couple of them here. I'll pull this one out. Ugh. The bottom of the Pro Kettlebells are hollow, and they allow for micro adjustments if you want to. So you can add a 1 kilo magnet or a 2 kilo magnet. So it gives you some options, right? I go to the beach. I don't want to bring a bunch of kettlebells with me. I take these 2 magnetic chips and then one of my kettlebells, and it allows me to have multiple weight options. So along with that, to piggyback on that, so out here, I also have Mark Wildman's adjustable kettlebell. And this is super nice because I can bring 1 kettlebell with me to the beach and be pretty much set for, I don't know, I think there's like 40 some weights or something like that with this kettlebell. So that is really nice and handy to have. And then I have some of my heavier kettlebells in here, up to 100-pound kettlebells. This actually 100-pound kettlebell is from Wlaminca Fitness. So my buddy Vlad has his own kettlebell company. And guys, anytime you got friends that are coming up with equipment and coming up with products, support them. So I actually bought this kettlebell from him a while back. And I can't remember if it's 100 or 88 pounds. I think it's 88 pounds. But he makes these cast iron bells. I can tell you right now, it is a 97-pound kettlebell, way off. But he makes these bells locally here in South Florida. So if you guys need something, you can check him out. I like supporting local people. Come this way. We got more Adex equipment back here. This one I actually spray painted the add-on kit to just bring different colors to it. And then over here, we got the newest maces from Hephaestus Maces. So these maces start, I believe, 4 kilograms, and they go all the way up to 24 kilograms. So, to be honest with you guys, I've swung all these, even the 20 kilo. I have not swung this 24 kilo yet because I'm just too weak. Can't do it yet. I tried a couple of times with a bunch of failed attempts, but haven't been able to do it. The good thing about it is that Hephaestus is going strong, and they're going all in with this rubber-coated option. So the good thing about that is that when you do bail, right, if I'm here on the concrete or wherever I'm at, it doesn't break anything, right? So this is a rubber pommel, and it's got a rubber globe. So because of that, if you drop it, it doesn't break anything, which is a nice function to have for those that rent. If you're working out at your parents' house, if you're traveling and you're taking the mace with you and you want to go heavy, you don't got to worry about damaging anything. More Adex equipment. This is a Wildman mace. This is the original handle mace, and then this is a fat handle mace. So I got all 3 of those here. Moving back here, I have these med balls from Living Fit, and I bought these because Mark Wildman came out with a med ball program, and I wanted to do the program, so then I went and I bought a bunch of balls from Living Fit, or med balls from Living Fit. And if you guys don't do any training with med balls or sandbags, I kind of put them in the same category. I definitely think it's something you should do. I do it once a week. I try to go heavy. I don't back squat. I don't front squat. I don't do anything like that. Even though I do heavy stuff with my kettlebells, I do think that doing workouts with your sandbags or your med balls, I think is important. So I mean, just doing things like just doing cleans, and this is nothing, right? This is 75 pounds, I think, so, or 50 pounds. So doing explosive movements like that because we're at home, I think a lot of us will tend to move away from some of the heavier things that you can do in a gym, such as your back squats, your deadlifts, and things like that. They are important to do, and I try to make sure that I incorporate that stuff at least once a week. So that's where I use the med balls. I'll be honest with you, I use the Sandbags more than anything. I got these from Freedom Strength. That is not a sponsorship, but that's my boy JB, who's got this company, and he makes an awesome product. And just like the rest of these people, I support them as much as I can because they make good quality stuff, and he really appreciates his business, and I like his product. So Freedom Strength Sandbags is what I work out with. Moving forward back here, weight vests. So this is one from Rogue, and this one from Rogue is really, really comfortable. If you're looking to do movements like with a mace or with a club, let me make sure I don't mess up the microphone here. If you're looking to do movements with a mace or with a club, because this thing sits so close to your body, it doesn't affect a lot of the movements that you want to do. That's the reason why I like this one. And this thing is light. I think I have only 10 pounds on here, but on Rogue's website, you can get other plates to make it a lot heavier. But the reason why I like the Rogue one is because it sits so flush and it sits high. So anything that I want to do, if I want to add push-ups into it, if I want to do dips on it, if I want to do any type of mace movements on it, if I want to do any type of kettlebell movements, I'm not restricted. So that's when I use this one. But if I do want to go heavy, Hephaestus has this one that I think goes to 40 pounds. And at first, I thought this was kind of strange, and I did not think I was going to use it. After I got it, I did a workout where I walked I walked a quarter mile. I did 20 air squats and then 20 push-ups. Walked back a quarter mile, 20 air squats, 20 push-ups. And I did it. I was actually cooking stuff on the grill until the food was done. I started at 40 pounds and I had to drop this thing down to like 18 pounds because I couldn't do it anymore. But anytime you're looking to do some heavy body weight stuff, this is your vest for sure. And this thing, I apologize if I messed up the audio. This thing, it also sits pretty high on your chest, which is really comfortable. And then it's got these individual weights that are 1 kilo a piece, so 2.2 pounds. So it's got these little individual weights. So what I was doing during my workout, because it kept getting heavier and heavier, I would just open this up, take 2 out, drop them, and then continue. Take 2 out, drop them, and then continue. So that was really nice. But this thing, man, doing push-ups with this thing, doing air squats with this thing, like, dude, it's a workout. It is a workout. Some Bulgarian bags. I'm a huge fan of Suples. I got these during COVID as well. As you know, during COVID, there wasn't a whole lot of equipment that you could get. But Suples bags, because not a whole lot of people were doing this rotational strength and rotational movement patterns, Bulgarian bags were in stock, and I was able to get them. So I have a 12 kilo and I have a 15 kilo. Guys, if you're looking to get a Bulgarian bag, a 12 kilo bag, which is just over 24 pounds, I promise you it's all you need. You can get so much good work in with these things and with not a lot of weight. You can do rows, you can do squat cleans, right? You can do snatches. You can do a lot of stuff with these things, and they work. They work well. This is one that Hephaestus was coming out with. They're swing bags. This is a 10 kilo bag. Look, the Suples bags are amazing. The leather, the quality on them is great. However, if you're looking to get into swing bag training and you don't want to spend the money with a Bulgarian bag, you know, with another company, like, look, this thing works totally fine. And, you know, this is a 10 kilo one, and I promise you this is all you need. This one's a little bit different because it's got these handles. So this is something that's really nice if you don't want to work with like these handles that they have here with Suples. But don't get me wrong, man, this bag is really, really high quality and it's really nice. So it's just going to be preference, right? And there's obviously a huge price difference on them. And yeah, those are available from Hephaestus. More clubs from Hephaestus Athletica. These are their rubber-coated fixed-weight clubs that they have right now. And this is a 15-pound club. The reason why I like their 15-pound club, their 10 and 15, is because the length. So when it comes to club training, if the club is too short, you don't get that that feel of exactly what steel club training is about and how you should do it. So if you do get a 15-pound club and it's too short, or a 10-pound club and it's too short, as you're doing some of those movement patterns, you're not getting the true feel of what steel club training is and the true benefits. I'm not saying you're not getting any benefits, but you're not getting all the benefits from it. So they have a longer 15-pound club, and they've also have really leaned into this rubber coating, right, on the pommel and on the barrel. So you drop that thing, you knock it over, no big deal. So I have a number of different options there. They're also coming out with a fixed weight adjustable club. So these are actually not out yet either. These are coming out in October. We're going to talk about these, but they have a little button on them. And there's going to be a 1.25 pound weight, a 2.5 pound weight, and a 3.75 pound weight that you could screw into here. So those are coming soon. They're not available yet, but they will be coming. We're actually doing a video on those today. And this is just kind of like more miscellaneous equipment that I have, and then some of my grilling stuff. So that's kind of everything I got here. Battle ropes, which, you know, you can never go wrong with that. During COVID, we did a lot of battle rope stuff. I did a lot of Bulgarian bag stuff, and then kettlebell and mace stuff. So guys, that kind of concludes everything I got here that's in my home gym. If there's anything that you like, put it in the comments. I'm also going to put some promo codes in the description as well. So if there's something that you like and you want to purchase, you can get 5 or 10% off with some of these companies that I work with. So guys, thank you so much for watching. That's all I got.